Katoa. This video is for students who are looking to start their internship early. It's for the RECN393 internship, which is typically you need to enroll in that course in semester 2 of year 3. But due to the nature of the internship that you might be dealing with, for example, cricket, you're going to need to work the hours actually before the semester starts. So you'll work once you've finished your year 2, you can start working. So if you want to work in the summer prior to year 3, like for cricket, then you're welcome to do that. So in order to do that, you're going to log on to your Sport and Rec Management page 901, like so. And you're going to scroll down, and you really need to sit and actually read through this page. Hopefully by now you've found an internship using this section up here, and you've met with a supervisor who has 120 hours to work with you. And so the question you might have is, well, now what? Well, if you just read this section here about the contract, you actually see the contract template, and I've listed all the assignments here, so all the files you need, you can go ahead and download all those. I encourage you to create a file on your laptop, but also email the files to yourself once you finish them in case your laptop breaks down, because you won't be able to submit any of these things to learn until semester 2 of year 3. So you actually have to save them. So any assignment you do or anything relating to this needs to be saved in a separate spot. So actually I want you to read through this. It explains a lot about the internship. And once you go to meet with your supervisor, you should actually bring this on your laptop, open it up, fill it out together. What is the internship offered, all the contact details, when you're going to be there, how you want to communicate. In this section here on page, whatever page that is there, I think that's page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is what you need to work on with your supervisor. So sit down and actually discuss things that you want to work on, but also work that they have. So, for example, if someone said, oh, I'm going to have you hand out flyers for 20 hours, if I were you, I would say no to that, because that's not really using any of your coursework that you learned here. You want to have responsibilities where you're working with people and places and organizing things and managing things. So make sure that the tasks they give you are things you actually want to do and things that you feel that can challenge you. And so that's where, instead of just saying, here, I send this to the supervisor, you fill this out, it's better to sit together and fill this out together. And the idea would be that the total hours here of all the tasks that you'll be doing equal up to 120. And the idea is you want to have one main supervisor. You don't want to just do 20 hours with this person, another 20 with that one, and 50 somewhere else, etc. You want to try and get 120 hours under one, so you can really start to understand how management works. The next section, your supervisor will come up with some ideas. Again, this can be a discussion about, what expectations they should have of you. And I want them to really fill that out instead of just saying, just being punctual. I want them to actually talk about, usually they talk about communication, maturity, professionalism, things like that. And I want them to explain it so for many of you, this will be your first real professional experience. So I want you to actually understand what the expectations are. And then you turn around and tell them what your expectations are and give examples. Don't just do, I've made it a whole page so you can really expand on some things. And that's how I'm marking you. So this is worth 10%, and it is a requirement of the course. If you don't hand this in, you actually can't pass. So you have to do it. Make it sound like a job description. So have a look at some job descriptions out there and see what they say, and what are the expectations you have the supervisor to do. If it's communication, if it's how, is it via text, is it how often, where, when. So if you can answer kind of who, what, where, when, how, in those you'll have plenty of information for me to mark you on. If you just kind of write one sentence each, you're probably not going to get a very great grade. I'm looking for details here. And then finally, you're going to do insert your signature. If you're not sure how to do that, it's here on the bottom page, or you can always use the computer scanners. Ask the people in the library how to help you with that. You just sign a piece of paper and scan it and save it as an image. So that is your contract. And once you get that sorted with your internship supervisor, you're going to actually send it via email to me. So Catherine.elliott@lincoln.ac.nz. And I'm going to check it and just make sure, I'm going to read through it all and make sure everything's good to go. And then I'll say, yep, go ahead and start working your hours. So don't work your hours until I've seen this and approved it. You also need to save this. If you want to make it a bit nicer before you submit it in semester 2 of year 3, once you're on the Learn 393 page, you're welcome to kind of update it and add some stuff to it to make it get yourself a better grade. But I'm mainly looking at, I'm looking at the whole thing, but I really want to see these responsibilities are of a kind of caliber of management. If a 10-year-old could hand out flyers, so I don't want something like that. I'm looking for a bit more detailed work responsibilities. So yeah, once you've started your hours, the next step is, well, once you've submitted that to me and I've said go ahead, you can start your hours, but you need to keep track of your hours. So we'll have a look on here, Control F, timesheet. Okay, so assignment 2 is your online timesheet, and that is sign up for a Google account if you don't have one. It's free. Click on this and it's going to take you here. You're actually going to click on make a copy. It takes you to another website, and the directions are all going to pop up in 1 second right here. So here are the guidelines. Go to the top left of the screen, click on the title here, and go ahead and pop your name in there. And you're going to save that. So this is, make sure it's saved in My Drive. So you can see, make sure your face is up here, whatever your logo is here. You can see I'm logged in currently. So this is going to save in a few seconds to my shared, or not shared, but my Google Drive. So all the directions are here. Basically at the end, I want you to keep track. Here's an example of how you're going to do it. The hours, once you add the hours up, it will populate. It automatically adds here. So have a play with that. It's got all the months of the year in there. So if you're doing it in summer, you'll be sorted. And just a little brief description. Doesn't have to be too long, but don't just put marketing. Tell me what you did for that. And then at the end, when this is all signed, you've got your 120 hours. Maybe you have 130. It needs to be a minimum of 120. You're going to get the signatures on there, and then you're going to actually send it to me, and you're going to send me that link via the Learn page. So that's what you submit, is just your, if you go to share, you're going to copy the link. It doesn't matter. I don't have to change it, but you might want to do anyone with the link can edit, and then you can actually copy that link and share it with your, email it to your supervisor so they can actually insert their, where is it here? I need them to insert their signature here. They need to sign off. So here, insert their name, put their signature in there. Or is it at the bottom actually? I think it's at the top though. Yeah, so I'm gonna need their signature somewhere on there that they've signed off, that they've seen it. So you'd send that link to them via email, have them sign it, and kind of go from there. And let's see, next. So that's your timesheet. Oh, and you should kind of update that every day. So if you're working today and you're done, you've done 8 hours, 2 hours, or whatever it is. You can't just put 2 hours in. You have to say what time you worked. So if it was 10 to noon, Oh, here we go. Oh, 12 p.m. That's why. Okay. It will add them up. I need to fix that clearly. Oh yeah, should work. Okay, well, it's not working here. Oh, there we go. So once it adds it up, yeah, so sometimes if you've lost a formula, you just click it and drag it down and the formula will go back in. But if you click in here, you'll see what the formula is. If you double click it, you can see, oh, it's just adding, it's doing a calculation of these hours. So you've put in how long you worked, that comes up to 8 hours, and that automatically populates and it'll do the same. So you just change these to the start and finish, it'll populate here. Look, you've got 9.5 hours. If you do the same across it, and then it gives you the sum of all the months of the hours you have total. So just keep looking up here. You need 125. Next thing, so once you get through, once this number here hits 60 hours, that means you're halfway through your internship, and you're going to want to go back on here and do your two-way feedback form. So this assignment is required to be submitted once you've done 60 hours. And the instructions are here, so you read through that carefully, but basically you're going to need this link here. You're going to click on that. You're going to be the first one. It's actually meant to be clicked on by you as the intern. You're going to click there. You're going to add this information. Make sure you put your email address in there properly or it won't work. And same with your supervisor, whoever your supervisor is. Click next here, and you can have a look at this, but basically you both need to answer the questions according to how you think you as the student have been working. There's some examples up there. So once you've sent that, you've finished that survey, you're going to copy and paste this link, copy link address. You're going to paste that to your supervisor. Have your supervisor do the same, answer the same questions about you. Then you can meet if you'd like, or you don't have to. Depends on your situation. So then the final thing after that, that's the main part. Those are the main things you need to focus on. Everything else is kind of due at the end of semester 2 of year 3. But you can get a start on your YouTube learning reflection, which can pretty much happen anytime. You just make a YouTube video, directions are in there. And the 60-hour reaction report. So once the 60 hours are done, you can go ahead and complete this, follow directions there. It's looking at your kind of personality test from year 1 when you did the Myers-Briggs personality test. You redo it and see if you've changed and see if your feedback from your supervisor impacts some of those things that you said you wanted to improve on. Then the final thing is a 30% final critical reflective report looking at the whole entire internship and the organization you worked for. Now, what I've done is I've created a Google Sheets page for you to add your information in. And the supervisor, email, phone number, organization, Sport New Zealand, whoever it is. What is your title? And put an X once you've completed the different assignments, and it tells you when it needs to be done. So best of luck. Thank you.